Hey, hello, and hi, I am Catharsim, and welcome in. We are back on the channel today with something I have literally never seen done in The Sims 3, and after doing it, I can see why. I got inspired to build this after watching a Sims 4 Love Island Let's Play by Kaylee Anna, I believe is her name. I will shout out her down below. Go check out that series. I have seen a ton of different versions of the Love Island villa in The Sims 4, from the All Stars version to the more recent villas from Love Island USA seasons 6 and 7, and even some others in their own renditions of it. I remember scouring YouTube and Google for a Sims 3 villa, but didn't have any luck because Google is honestly a trash search engine if you're looking for Sims 3 anything. I have better luck using Pinterest most of the time, which is kind of crazy because when I go on Google, it'll show me Sims 4, it'll show me Sims 2, it'll show me Sims 1, it'll show me completely different games, or it'll show me things that are related to people with the last name Sims in real life, and that does not help me. But let me get off my soapbox here. So, like I said, I didn't have any luck, and because something is deeply wrong with me, when I really want something in The Sims, I basically turn into Thanos.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
Now, I had never seen any Love Island, not a single episode, when this hyperfixation decided it was my time. But when I went looking for reference photos, the villa from the season 8 of Love Island UK is what popped up most for me, which in hindsight is odd because I'm from the US and season 6 and 7 were super popular, but I worked with what I had. And let me tell you, I scoured every link on God's green internet to find the actual villa they used. I watched so many clips and old TikToks to catch every angle I could of this place, trying to map it out because for some reason they keep this place wrapped up tighter than my pants after Thanksgiving. I feel like the FBI should recruit me after this at this point because I did in fact find not only the location of the villa, but the layout as well. And from all of my obsessing, I mean research, they wall off so much of the actual house. It's crazy. They really treat the inside like a little rat maze. So, anyway, you'll see me that's what that black section, all the black sections are, is basically like the walled off areas where the islanders can't go. I keep wanting to call them villagers, and that's not right. But I'm sure I will end up making that mistake when I am doing my gameplay, but whatever. So for reference, most builds take me about 5-ish hours. Does anyone want to guess how long this took me? I'll wait. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't 5 hours. It wasn't even 10. It wasn't even 20. I added all the time from my recordings together, and it came out to 23 hours and 29 minutes. And that's not even including the hours I spent psychotically searching the internet. An entire day of my life dedicated to this thing. The sheer unbridled power of untreated ADHD. I can do all things through ADHD, which strengthens me, but also very much weakens me. I do also want to apologize if this video seems kind of choppy and all over the place. There was just so much footage, and I had built this over 4 or 5 days, and I think 2 or 3 Twitch streams. So it was a lot of back and forth. I cut out so much of my struggling, and this is my official petition for EA to stop being cowards and remaster The Sims 3, but with Sims 4 build tools, because the foundation on this was crazy. You just seen a few seconds ago how the floor got messed up, and honestly, half the hours of this thing were probably just fixing foundational issues. Like, me and the constrained floor elevation cheat have beef. We have the whole cow at this point. It's not like we have the cow, the chicken, the whole farm. You know, I could have made it easier on myself by not doing any foundation or platform work, but I'm a perfectionist and I wanted to get as close to the real thing as possible. And what's really ironic is that I ended up having to delete a decent amount of it, at least with like the platforms. So it was actually routable and playable because Sims have the IQ of a toenail and they could get on them, but not off of them, or God forbid a plant wasn't social distancing from them and they just got stuck. So I'm glad that I play tested this like while I was building things, not waiting until I was actually ready to get into the episodes to do this. So good looking out past me. A little bit of information about the lot itself. I did end up using nearly every expansion pack besides Supernatural, Into the Future, because I literally hate both of those. And obviously they don't really fit the aesthetic. And then I think one other one I didn't use, but I tried to keep most of this EA friendly simply because it is a gameplay series. So I definitely want to keep everything as like low memory, low rendering as possible. I want to save the graphics and such I want to save that for the Sims themselves so they can be the ultimate Love Island baddies that they are. It's going to be so much easier for challenges and things like that to use things that already exist within the Sims game. And obviously the final reason I decided to do more EA based stuff is because it is a lot less for me to track down when I inevitably share this lot. At the risk of sounding pretentious, I will go ahead and address now that this will be available to download at some point, but it will not be at the time this video is released because I would like to do my playthrough first, and that may take a while. Clearly, I have started this project in November. I don't want to talk about it, and now I'm kind of back in it. The new season of Love Island USA is coming out next month, so I kind of kickstarted my hyperfixation again, got me back in gear. But yeah, like I said, all that footage was super daunting to have to edit and voiceover. Like 24 hours worth of footage is a freaking lot. And I work, I'm chronically ill. I have, a lot of stuff going on. And honestly, I have been nervous to do the gameplay. Like, I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just because I am out of practice, because I haven't been streaming on Twitch. I do also want to do that, but that's, like I said, time constraints and such. But yeah, I think I just mostly want to get it quote unquote right and do the show justice. But this is The Sims, and even more so The Sims 3. I did end up watching Love Island, actually, to kind of, like, fuel my obsession. And I watched Love Island USA Season 6 and 7, as well as I downloaded some cool mods and have been drafting out episodes inspired by what I've watched. So as I do that, I feel like I'm more prepared and I get more excited instead of anxious. Like recently, today even, I have been filming some like cinematic machinima type entrances or whatever, and dressing the islanders for their first night in the villa, and just seeing them in the villa is so exciting to me. Like, it feels a lot more real. And like I said, I am nervous, but I think that my excitement will eventually push through my nerves, and I'm just going to have to do it nervous because I already know that it's going to be so much fun. So I just got to do it. When the time comes for this to be available, it will be available for purchase on my Patreon, and all of the CC will be included for free in its own separate post, so you can attempt your own villas with a bunch of theme CC that I have made or converted specifically for this villa, for the Love Island vibes. Because honestly, I think this might be my magnum opus with just the sheer amount of time and work and detail I put into this. So I hope y'all enjoy it and it inspires you to do your own Love Island series in The Sims 3 or build your own villas. If you do end up using this in a Let's Play, I would love, love, love to watch them. So please feel free to hit me up on Tumblr or TikTok and let me know that you're doing it, because I want to see it. So honestly, what's looming over my shoulder now is building the Casa Amor Villa. Honestly, I'll probably end up using the same lot and just changing some colors or something. Or because I'm a masochist, I was considering making the villa or the Casa's villas from season 6 or 7 of Love Island USA and using that for Casa Amor. But I'm not sure yet. It's definitely on my mind, but the parasites have not quite caught up to me. And
What was that? Okay, James.
anyway, as I was saying, the parasites have not quite caught up to me and sunk their claws into me yet. If I genuinely wanted to full send it and build a second villa, if this series ends up doing well, which honestly I don't want to jinx it, but I do have a good feeling about it. I know that a lot of people on Tumblr are excited about it. I'm excited about it. And so yeah, I hope that it goes well and I hope that people like it and I hope that it is fun, not just to watch, but to play. And yeah, so if it does end up, doing well, I don't want to get ahead of myself or anything like that, but if it does end up popping off or whatever, I might do a season 2 and then in that season build a different villa, one that's more similar to the USA season 6 or 7 villa. I don't know if they're gonna. I would assume that they're gonna use the same villa for season 8. I haven't seen any teasers or anything yet, but I'm also like I don't keep up with it that often. But either way, I am excited for the new season, and obviously, I'm more excited for this. I am so curious to see if we're gonna have like any sim islanders that kind of resemble real islanders. So if we're gonna have like a Leah or a God forbid a Huda and Jeremiah situation happening, because I got nearly all of the islanders from other people from the casting call, and so we have a very diverse mix. I gave people free reign to make whoever they wanted. So I'm walking in blind, and that's part of the fun. I cannot wait to see how things play out. I am wondering if, like, are the girls going to get along? Is there going to be love triangles? Is there going to be, like, drama? How much drama? I have some mods that can, stir things up a bit, and I'm excited to see if they do some of those things autonomously or not. And yeah, so I'm ready to see the fallout. I'm ready to stir the pot and sip the tea and all of the things. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. But back to what I was saying about Casa Amor is, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I think that I have time, but once I really start filming gameplay and stuff, I'm not going to have that much time. This is only supposed to be like 6 weeks real time. And I am thinking maybe like 6 episode series, but we'll see. It really just depends how juicy things get. So either way, let me know what you think I should do. I know there are some like diehard Love Island fans out there, and it's such a fun aesthetic that I don't usually do. So I'm not necessarily opposed to building another villa or the Casa villas or whatever. Except for that stupid round door in the season 7 Casa Villa, I did not like that. The new season of Love Island USA is coming out next month, and that, like I said, has really inspired me to get back into this project. There's so much hype around it already, so yeah, it's definitely the perfect time. Summer is like right around the corner. And, as I mentioned the casting call before, most of the other islanders are from Simmers on Tumblr. And I thought it would be a good way to incorporate a sense of community, which I think we could all use these days. It's crazy, crazy times. And, it adds some more flavor to the mix, like I was saying. And also, I didn't feel like making a metric shit ton of Sims. So it's a win-win. The more I plan, I actually do have some gaps in Sims. I need 2 more boys for Casa. And you can never have too many bombshells. So even though that casting was closed back in December, if say say 5 more people want to have their sim involved, just shoot me a message on Tumblr and I'll get more info from you there and tell you what I need from you. And it'll be a first come, first served basis, and anyone is welcome. The less sims I have to make for this, the better. And it has been so fun to have other people's Sims in my game for a challenge like this. And I'm kind of like, doing a little hair flip, a little toss when, because I'm kind of like a frontier, a pioneer, whatever that term is, of like, because, a Love Island challenge has never been done in The Sims 3 that I have seen at least. And if there is one that already exists, please direct me to it because I need to consume all of the content. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, yeah, that's a lot. No, all content. Because I have watched Kayleana's playthrough and I have watched a couple of other Sims 4 playthroughs of Love Island. And it's really nice to see people's different takes on it. Some people are strictly gameplay. Some people are more of like a machinima based, or some are kind of a mix. And I think I'm going to try to do maybe kind of a mix, but we'll see because making machinima is a lot of freaking work. I had looked into it years and years ago and I was like, no, I'm good. I say as if I didn't just spend an entire day of my life making this damn villa. But that was then, this is now. I've become a lot more obsessive. I don't know. But yeah, when I was making this fire pit, I was so nervous because this was like the first or second area of the villa. It's either between that or the workout area. But I was so nervous to decorate this on stream. I'm not really sure why. I think it was just a lot of pressure to like, make it look good and whatever. Like, but it's the big year 2026. We're not caring what other people think. We're doing our own thing and we're moving on, right? We're blocking out the haters. I needed all of the inspo from other Let's Plays simply because I am finding ways to implement real Love Island challenges that I have seen into The Sims 3. So I need all the ideas. And if you have any ideas of stuff that you would like to see happen in this series, whether it's a challenge or an idea for drama or anything else, please shout out down below. I am definitely open to suggestions, and I pride myself on my creativity and determination to make things work in this game. So I am all ears. I am definitely not one to shy away from suggestions or feedback. So hit me with it. I honestly don't have a ton left to say about it. I've been talking for damn near 20 minutes already. But it is a 55 by 64 size lot in an empty version of Isla Paradiso that I had downloaded. And so I did that basically for consistency's sake because I didn't want, this is going to have CC come with it already. And there's a lot of it to like track down and things like that. So I didn't want to have to add world CC to do that too. Like you literally just need Island Paradise expansion pack for that and then the world is ready. It's technically a save file. I also exported the lot itself, so you can technically place it anywhere. I don't know how good it's going to look in other worlds, but you're definitely welcome to try. I just hope that it runs better since the world is technically empty now, because I know that Isla Paradiso is notoriously bad, like laggy, and kind of runs like trash. So I'm hoping that since it's empty, this is the only lot, this is the only household. I have like celebrities and tourists and pets and all of that and supernaturals all turned off because get out of my face. This is private property. You're not allowed here. Since I have all of that bullcrap turned off, I'm hoping that the Sim gods will grace me with a nice, easy experience while I am just trying to have fun with my little Sims 3 Love Island Islanders. And I am actually so excited to show them to you guys and like have you meet them, because I have told my friends while I'm in the process of this, I'm like, I already feel very maternal towards them. I am going to be very upset when they inevitably have to go, or, when they get hurt by just the experience. So I'm ready, but I'm also not ready. And so with that, I really don't have much to say anymore. I will probably pop back in here and there when certain areas come up later in the video. And if I want to comment on them, I will. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys in the walkthrough. And here I am finally doing the iconic Love Island bedroom. I was so excited to do this. I honestly wanted to do it first, but I kind of had to be smart about it and use it as like a reward for doing other parts of the villa first. Because this is seriously like the room that inspired me to do this entire build at all. These prints, like this artwork, is literally the artwork used in this season of Love Island in the villa. When I tell y'all that I am insane, I need you to believe me. I need you to take me seriously. Because I had found all but 2 of these prints online, or various like very close forms of them by artists online, and I could not find the last 2 variants for the life of me. I think it was the yellow one with the lollipop or ice cream or whatever it is, and then the blue lips drinking out of the straw. I couldn't find those 2 anywhere. And so I literally took my reference photos, which are at an angle, by the way, at an angle, took that into Photoshop, selected the picture, and like distorted it into the correct angle so it would fit into the frame and not look weird. And now it's in the game. So just in case you thought I had any kind of chill, now you are aware that I don't. So I hope this helps. But yeah, bedroom is probably my favorite room in the house. I had converted that like square rectangle thing from The Sims 4 Spa Day, as well as the lights that go on the floor that I used for the fire pit. I converted a couple of other neon lights, the like long tubular ones that go on the wall everywhere that I just placed right there by the mirror. Basically every neon light you could find in The Sims 3 or Sims 4 if it wasn't in The Sims 3, and then I put it in The Sims 3. And once I got the bedding recolored and started to add those little stools in there, I think it really tied everything together and made it look so much more realistic. So I'm really happy with how the bedroom turned out. And now I am going upstairs and putting in the neon that I made specifically for this, because this is an actual neon that was in the villa. And it says "to the beach," which points to the confession room with the beach as their backdrop or whatever. So I thought that was just a nice little touch, and, you know, it helps add to the realism, which I am all about, while still maintaining the ability to actually play the lot itself. So you may be wondering if you are seeing that correctly. And yes, that is exactly what you think it is. I did add some fun little things like that because, after all, Love Island is not a kid show. There's definitely some adult themes going on. So I'm excited to see who's going to break that in. And it's not going to be there all the time. At least it's not going to be there on day one. We don't need somebody slinging on the pole day one on the villa. But when things get a little saucy, when they bring out some drinks or whatever and they're feeling themselves, why the hell not? So yeah, I really did end up liking this outdoor area. I think it really made the villa come to life and come together the way I was envisioning. And I did have to end up deleting some pillows just because it was kind of making my game lag a little bit more than I would like. So it is less pillows, but they're not all gone. So the vibes are still there and it's still bright and colorful, and that's what matters. The bunch of paintings or whatever you want to call them that I used on the back of that, like the wooden walls, I tried to make reflective because there is, I don't know what it is, but in this villa and I guess in a bunch of other ones, they love to use this rose gold reflective surface, and I have no real way to replicate that in The Sims 3. I tried so many different things. I tried textures, I tried mirrors. It just didn't really vibe well, so I settled on this it looks like corroded metal or sheet metal, or I don't really know the exact term off the top of my head right now, but it's definitely not exact, but I think it gets the point across. I was really happy I was able to get the neon that says this is the best part that's across the cabinet, counter, whatever you want to call it, the island. Shout out to Sims 3 decorator tool by Omega Pixels. I would not have been able to do that without it. So that is an essential mod if you are a builder or a decorator like me. It is 10 out of 10 chef kiss. I cannot play without it at this point. But yeah, that was probably what saved the kitchen for me, because the kitchen was honestly probably my least favorite area in the entire villa. I was really kind of distraught about the whole metal reflective surface thing, and it just didn't really pan out the way that I wanted. But that's okay. It's, I just needed it to be functional, and it is. So, some things just aren't possible in The Sims 3 without a ton of extra work, and that is something that I was not willing to do in that moment. But moving on to this little nook over here, I think this is so cute. It turned out so cozy, and once I get the flowers and the neons, you'll see what I'm talking about, because honestly, I love this part, and if I was in the villa, I would be pulling people for chats over here left and right, girl. It's definitely such a vibe. And if you were wondering why I didn't show the workout area much before, it's because I ended up redoing it. Like I said, I had done this the first time on stream and I was nervous. So I just wasn't really happy with it. But I like the second version a lot more. I ended up extending it out and making it bigger. That way I could add some more things like yoga mats and just making the space look more lived in and cohesive and not so cramped. But yeah, it's definitely a much needed improvement. So I'm glad I ended up going back and doing it a second time. And now I'm getting to the confessional room. I found this wall with those lines in it that once I recolored them, they kind of resembled neon, which was totally the vibe that the reference photo showed. And I'm excited to see if the Sims will just come up here on their own terms and sit up here and do little confessionals, and we can pretend and conspire of what they're actually saying and get the tea. So I'm excited, and we'll see. I think it came out really cute. It's simple, but it does, it does its job. And now we move on to the glam room. So besides the kitchen, the glam room is unfortunately my least favorite room in the entire villa. And that is simply because I was not able to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to clutter this room up extensively because, hello, it's the glam room. The girlies need to transform into baddies in here, okay? But at the sake of the aesthetic, I chose to keep it more gameplay friendly. And as much as that pains me to do, I would much rather have my saves than it crap out on me because of memory or such things that Sims 3 loves to do for any number of reasons. Now I'm moving on to the bathroom. I ended up deleting half these counters, as you'll see, and changing it so there was actually 2 toilets and 2 showers in here because there's 8 Sims and there's potentially going to be more than that in one house. And while y'all might be getting comfy cozy in real life in the villa bathroom, it just doesn't work like that in The Sims. They have boundaries or privacy issues. I don't know. I added cute little neon to the Love Island villa. Who's surprised? But yeah, and now I am finally getting to the hideaway. I am actually really impressed with myself because I did use a lot of EA stuff in this. Like there's a few pieces of CC, but it's not crazy. I think it turned out pretty cute for what it is. There is obviously a bed in here. I added a hot tub. I added a fire pit. I added a little bar, a little jukebox. So they can definitely get down in more ways than one in the hideaway. So I'm excited to see which couple gets to go to the hideaway. Maybe multiple will get to go. And I don't know, I have some tricks up my sleeve. So maybe they'll see the hideaway sooner than they think. It really just depends. And it depends on their connection and what the bombshells want to do. And, you know, Sims have a mind of their own, though it will be locked. So they're not just going to come in here willy-nilly. But, you know, maybe we'll get to have you guys vote on who you want to see in the hideaway instead of having the Islanders do it, because that seems like more fun to me. So, you know, you gotta watch, you gotta fall in love with the Islanders and have your favorites, and then, you know, you get power here, you get influence. So remember that. Here she is, you guys. I'm so excited. This is the iconic Love Island arch that I made myself. It looks so freaking cool at night. But like I said, I did have to change some things. So that is where I changed one of them. This is the entryway. It's super small. Don't mind the missing ceilings. If I put all the walls up, the ceilings turn black, but that's Sims 3 being Sims 3. But yeah, super simple, but that is exactly how it kind of looked in the reference photos, and I will link that TikTok down below if I can find it again. I did end up adding a bathroom down this hallway, which leads to the outdoor area, or one way to the outdoor. But yeah, just something simple, very basic. That way they don't have to go upstairs if they just want to like go to the bathroom. And back down this hall through the entryway, if we make a left, don't mind the wall, Sims 3 being Sims 3, like I said, is the iconic Love Island bedroom. So excited with how this turned out. Don't come for me on the beams. I swear they are the same texture, but lighting in the Sims 3 is going to do whatever it wants. But yeah, love how it come together. It's so colorful and fun in here. I can't wait to see all the couples sleeping in here. Definitely my favorite room in the villa. Let me know what your favorite room in the villa is down below. But yes, love her down bad. So coming back down that hallway, we are going to go and head upstairs. And this is the confession room. I did change only one wall to be that little pattern just because it was like a lot. And it looks more of like a set to me this way. So it kind of gives that more touch of realism. But coming back down right off the stairs, we have the bathroom, like the main bathroom with the showers. Again, 2 toilets, 2 showers, couple of sinks, very basic stuff, but gets the job done. And now I'm actually really excited because it's not Love Island without a photo booth. And I don't think, as far as I know, that the UK villa had a photo booth section. I didn't see it anywhere. But like I said, it's classic Love Island. So I had to tuck one away in this little corner here. And now we are in the glam room. As you can see, it does look a little bit different. I did add some clutter by replacing the cabinets with just like a wall in this letter I light to try to resemble them looking like cabinets. So, you know, let's just pretend. But yeah, I got to add some more clutter by doing this, which is what I wanted. And it's not like super detailed and intricate, but it is what it is. It's better than nothing. And these little mirrors have phones on them, so that's where I imagine they are going to get their texts. So it turned out a little bit better than I originally had it. I like it a little bit more now. So now we are going to our little balcony area where they're going to sit up here and like overhear and eavesdrop on the tea that's happening below them. So stay tuned for that. And coming back into the bedroom and out the other door on the other side of the room, we have this like beautiful wall of flowers. And this is actually my first time seeing it from like a Sims point of view. And not gonna lie, it kind of freaking eats. Okay. Again, don't mind the ceilings. We don't talk about her. So I am excited to film like cinematic shots coming down this because it's honestly such a vibe and it's so cute. So yeah, we are finally in the main living space of the villa, the outdoor area. So freaking happy with how it turned out. I think the vibes are on point and you can't beat that freaking view. We have our beautiful pool here that hopefully they actually use because they never seem to in real life. But now we have their little bar with their little drinks and where they get to mingle. And here is the kitchen with a little sitting area. Again, not my favorite, but she works. And now we have our iconic ping pong table and the big sitting area. Like I said, less pillows, but she still gets the job done. And this cute little section, there's so many freaking seating areas. Like, I don't know how to keep track of it all, girl. But yeah, she is stunning. I really like how she turned out. And we have our little bean bags. And I was not sure what to do with this area behind the showers. So I actually went ahead and turned it into a little sauna. I think it's so cute. And yeah, I am obviously going to lock this, I feel like, because Sims love to just go in there and spend all their time in there. And they need to not do that. They need to be spending time with each other. Okay. But yeah, here's one of the main differences I was talking about is like these platforms. I had to delete a lot of them just because Sims are dumb. But yeah, we have a seating area. We have our fire pit. Here is our workout area. And now we are headed to the hideaway. So we are in the hideaway. Can't wait for the couples to come in here. You guys are going to get that power to choose who gets to come in here when the time comes. There's a little cuddle area, the bed, the bar, the jukebox. It's a vibe and I'm excited. And I wasn't sure I was going to like this color palette that I went with, but I actually really do. It's giving like early 2000s kind of retro, kind of groovy realness. I don't know the vibes for it, but I like it. But yeah, the outdoor area there, and it looks really cool at night. So that is a wrap on the villa, you guys. She is ready for gameplay. She is ready for chaos. I hope you guys are excited as I am for the gameplay. Let me know your favorite part of the villa or if you have any ideas for what you would like to see. And be sure to subscribe if you have not already. That way you can keep up with the very first season of Sims 3 Love Island. Thank you guys for sticking with me for like 40 minutes listening to me yap. I am so excited, so I hope you like it, and I will see y'all very, very soon. Bye!